Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. They called it a myth. A scam. A dream that would never come true. But today, history just flipped the script. Iraq has confirmed what every dinar holder has been waiting to hear. Is this the moment you've been hoping for, or the one the world never saw coming? The moment that millions have been holding their breath for has finally arrived. For years, speculation swirled. Whispers echoed across forums and private chats. Hopes soared only to be tempered by delays, misinformation, and political games. But now, the air is different. Iraq has broken its silence. The Central Bank of Iraq, supported by the nation's highest leadership, has issued a confirmation that is sending shockwaves across financial circles around the world. It's the announcement that could mark the most significant shift for the Iraqi Dinar (IQD) since the fall of Saddam Hussein's regime. The long-awaited statement, concise yet thunderous in impact, has validated the speculation that has persisted in the global currency community for over a decade. Iraq is officially revaluing the Iraqi dinar. But this announcement isn't just a rate change, it is a full-scale economic repositioning, signaling a transformation in Iraq's financial sovereignty and its integration into the global economy. For IQD holders, the time of waiting and hoping is being replaced by action and clarity. And depending on who you ask, this confirmation is either the fear realized or the hope fulfilled. The Iraqi government, through its Ministry of Finance and Central Bank, announced on national television and in official press briefings that the Iraqi dinar is being reinstated to a significant value, with rates not seen since before the Gulf War. This move comes after months of tightening monetary policy, cleansing corruption within Iraq's currency auction systems, and negotiating behind the scenes with international financial bodies including the International Monetary Fund (IMF), the World Bank, and other major economic powers. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani stood firm in his televised address to the nation. Today, Iraq rises. Today, we reclaim our currency's dignity and value in line with our economic power and national resources. The Iraqi dinar is no longer a symbol of instability, but of sovereignty, progress, and trust. This isn't just a speech. It's a financial milestone. The IQD is being revalued against the US dollar at a rate that has stunned many analysts. Reported figures range between $3.50 and $4.56 per one Iraqi dinar, depending on contractual arrangements and tiers within the exchange system. This surge marks a radical departure from its long-standing artificially suppressed market rate, which hovered under 1,500 dinars to the dollar for years. But this sudden revaluation didn't occur in a vacuum. Several signs had been pointing to something monumental on the horizon. Currency watchers noticed increased activity within private banking systems. Certain Tier 1 and Tier 2 banks had been preparing foreign currency desks, dedicated specifically to exotic currencies like the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase branches had reportedly undergone quiet infrastructure upgrades tied to foreign exchange operations. Insiders leaked whispers of private appointment-only redemption centers being tested under non-disclosure agreements. And now, we know why. As the dust settles and global markets react, the truth is beginning to take shape. This wasn't a speculative dream. Iraq has been meticulously executing a national economic reform plan behind closed doors, insulated from the noise of social media chatter. And now that the door has been opened, the floodgates are releasing years of pent-up financial tension. The revaluation is not merely about numbers. It's about restoring confidence in a nation's currency and sending a message to global investors: Iraq is back. Rich in oil, natural gas, gold, and other resources, Iraq has long been an economic sleeping giant. But internal conflict, external interference, and decades of instability dulled its shine. The IQD had become a symbol of unfulfilled promise. That changes now. For everyday dinar holders, those who purchased notes years ago, often mocked or ignored by traditional finance circles, this is vindication. Many remember when the idea of the dinar, RV, revaluation was dismissed as a conspiracy theory or a scam. But today, government confirmations, central bank press releases, and international financial media outlets are all echoing the same message: the IQD has been recalibrated. So, what comes next? First, there's the process of structured redemption. Not all exchanges will be immediate, and not all rates will be uniform. Different holders, particularly those categorized under Tier 4B. Private individuals not involved in government or institutional finance are expected to follow protocols laid out by designated banks. These include secure appointment-based exchanges, identification and node verification, and, in some cases, discussions about contract rates, which may offer significantly higher returns in exchange for long-term reinvestment agreements into Iraq's economic infrastructure. Second, global banking systems are adjusting rapidly. Exchange rate boards across Europe, Asia, and North America are being updated in real time. Forex markets, while momentarily halted in some regions to accommodate the shift, are preparing to reopen with new valuations. Banking apps and digital currency platforms are adjusting IQD values, though some may experience temporary lags or errors due to overwhelming demand. Third, Iraq is rolling out a public education campaign. Citizens are being informed about how to manage new purchasing power, avoid predatory financial schemes, and responsibly reintegrate their wealth into the domestic economy. Meanwhile, international partners are being invited to invest in Iraqi infrastructure, energy, agriculture, and tech sectors with assurances that the dinar will now hold value on par with major global currencies. Still, with monumental gains come equally significant risks. Experts are warning of opportunists and scammers targeting IQD holders. Fake exchange centers, phishing emails, and, too good to be true, contract offers are on the rise. The Central Bank of Iraq has emphasized that all legitimate exchanges will be conducted through verified institutions and warned individuals to steer clear of unofficial third-party facilitators. Financial planners are also urging caution. Windfalls of this magnitude, potentially turning hundreds of dollars into hundreds of thousands, require thoughtful handling. Asset protection, tax planning, trust establishment, and philanthropic structuring are now critical conversations for those about to experience generational wealth shifts. But while the financial logistics are important, there's a deeper emotional wave sweeping across the dinar community. Some are in disbelief, others are celebrating, many are simply taking a moment of quiet reflection. For them, this wasn't just a financial move, it was a spiritual journey. A test of faith, patience, and resilience. Years of being told, it'll never happen, enduring ridicule, scams, false alerts, and disinformation, and still holding on. This is more than a currency event, it's a psychological release. Still, the revaluation's broader geopolitical implications must not be overlooked. Iraq's move effectively challenges long-standing dynamics within the Middle East and oil-exporting nations. With a stronger currency, Iraq is asserting financial independence from US dollar hegemony. It's also positioning itself as a competitive investment destination, leveraging its oil exports in dinars rather than petrodollars, an economic shift with global ripples. Meanwhile, the IMF, which had previously kept a cautious eye on Iraq, is now signaling support. Spokespersons have acknowledged Iraq's aggressive yet stable reforms in monetary policy, noting improved reserves, debt management, and anti-corruption frameworks. Several analysts believe this shift could influence other undervalued currencies in resource-rich but economically suppressed nations. So where does that leave the global financial order? Watching, adapting, and perhaps, for some, feeling threatened. In the United States, financial media outlets have already begun broadcasting special segments explaining the implications of the dinar's revaluation. Prominent economists are appearing on nightly news to interpret the data. Some are surprised, others vindicated, and a few are clearly scrambling to catch up. For years, mainstream finance refused to acknowledge the IQD speculation movement. But now, silence is no longer an option. For IQD holders who have long anticipated this day, there are mixed emotions. Relief, elation, caution, gratitude. They remember the nights of researching articles, decoding CBI announcements, analyzing oil contracts, and holding on to hope. They remember being called foolish. And now, they're looking at life through a new lens, one where the past uncertainty has crystallized into present opportunity. But this is not the end. It is only the beginning. What will you do now that the moment is here? For some, the plan is to immediately exchange and stabilize. For others, it's to build generational wealth, create charitable foundations, support Iraq's rebirth, or simply enjoy the peace that financial freedom brings. The revaluation opens doors, but where those doors lead depends on the wisdom, humility, and preparation of each individual. As the world adjusts to the new value of the Iraqi dinar, one truth rises above all: the landscape has shifted forever. The confirmation that so many feared or hoped for is no longer rumor, it is reality. Iraq has stepped onto the world stage, currency in hand, vision in heart, and power in voice. And for those who believed, through every delay, every doubt, every denial, this is your moment. Hold your head high. The world just changed, and you were ready. Like and subscribe for more videos.